11th, 2001 was a Tuesday, but the following Sunday at 5 p.m. we gathered in about the same format, about the same number of people, hundreds of us. And I have to say, I know many of you remember it as if it were yesterday. There's a little bit of the flood of Irene to it. Everyone knew someone who was affected. Some of us, way up here in Vermont, knew someone who died. All of us watched it or listened to it as it unfolded. One of the things that I think we all remember, it was not just one moment. It was a series of moments. Just when we thought we had caught our breath, that something else happened. It was as if, for those of us far away, the truth was pounded home to us, one time, another time, and another, that something really terrible was happening. Something hard to avoid and something hard to forget. So that week, clergy from all over the community, Greek Orthodox, Celtic Buddhist, Sikhs, Sufis, Christians of all makes, Jewish, Wicca, Native American, and veterans and policemen decided we had to come together right here, doing what we knew how to do, to stand together, be together, and stand committed to letting love and compassion be the force that would rise from the ashes. This morning, a man in my congregation handed me 2 stones that he's been carrying in his car that he picked up that day in New York City. He handed them to me, and I kind of realized I imagined it's sort of like all of us. All of us have these memories that we've been holding all these years in our pockets, in our minds, in our hearts, which we will probably always remember about what happened. In the meantime, though, in 10 years, some really good things have happened, have risen out of those ashes. From the vigil on this common, there are 4 things that I am personally aware of that have happened that I think is a direct result of this moment. First of all, our small clergy group of Christian pastors opened up and became an interfaith clergy association, committed in our very community to responding to homelessness, to poverty, and to crisis. Second thing that happened was that a group of people who weren't clergy decided that we needed an interfaith initiative. Another group, which is also represented here today, that are made up of people of many different faiths who meet regularly and work together to do something important in this community. There's another group which has come together, which meets regularly, which is actually of community leaders, many of whom are here today. The town manager, the police chief, and other community leaders who meet to work on what caused the 911. They meet to make fairness and diversity a reality here in Brattleboro. And finally is this nice group of musicians. It was really the first time that we got choirs and people from the community to come together, with Peter, of course, to try and see what it would happen if all sorts of voices sang songs together. We learned 10 years ago, and we learned 2 weeks ago today, that disaster can strike anyone at any time, regardless of their race, their religion, or their disposition. And sometimes it is we who are struck to the core. We are the ones who are affected. And sometimes we're the ones to ask how we can help. So today is a practice. It's a practice for the times when we have no choice. Today we practice coming together when our lives don't depend on it, so that we can come together when they do. This is a very good practice, to be one together. I'd like to especially honor and thank our first responders, Jean Rinn and Mike Bukosi. Where are you? Yeah. If you just come forward, if you want to talk. I don't know if you'd like to. We know, I know from knowing both of them that they're not the type who like to talk at this kind of occasion. But I really do think it's important that we see them in a way that we take them for granted when crisis strikes our community. And I'd really like to just get out of the way, have you look at them and sort of have them feel the love and the thanks and the gratitude on behalf of all the first responders.
At this time, we are going to simply enter into some moments of silence, an opportunity for us to bring images to mind, to remember what we are grateful for, to remember the scenes that we have seen, and to move in our minds and hearts not only through the day 10 years ago, but the 10 years that have ensued. Let us now enter into a time of silence together.
the powers of the world, will sing for us now. Fidel Moreno was able to join us.
I want to say good afternoon, Bombarias. My name is Fidel Moreno, and I'm from the southwest region of this country, Santa Fe, New Mexico. My mother's people are Huichol and Mexican. On my father's side, I'm also Huichol and Mexican. And we have an organization, a nonprofit, interspiritual, interfaith organization called Healing Winds. And it's interesting that I didn't know which drum to bring, and I brought this drum, and this is called a water drum. And inside this drum is water. And it comes from a cast iron kettle, and it's probably from the 1890s, 1880s. And it was given by the U.S. military, the cavalry, the government, to every head of household Native American woman when Native people, the First Nations people, were forcibly relocated under military guard to be under the control of the military, the cavalry, near a fort. And what's particularly ironic and interesting about this is that this kettle was turned into a sacred ceremonial drum by many families because the Native people were not allowed to practice their traditional way of worship when they were forcibly relocated onto these near these forts in Oklahoma in the southern plains. So somewhere along the line, an elder was watching his wife or daughter cooking. They were issued by the army so that the women could cook their beef rations that they were given to make a soup for their family. Somewhere along the line, a grandfather or husband was watching this, and he told them to clean it and to give it to him. And he put some water in it, because to Native people, water is the first medicine. And so he put water in it, and he must have had a deerskin hide or buffalo or horse hide, and he fastened it with 7 stones for a certain reason. And there's a whole understanding and teaching of 7 stones, 7 teachings of being a human being. And he fastened it with rope to make that heartbeat. So Native people, we understand that when we are created in this template. In the Bible, it says we're created in the image of the Creator. And the human being has 5 fingers, the 5-fingered beings. Anyway, so I want to humbly offer that this instrument of healing came out of a period and experience of war, oppression and repression, and suffering, and the hope for harmony, love, compassion in this lifetime that we have. So Native people, for 25 years I was an ethnographic documentary filmmaker, and my job was to interview elders from different tribes, from Alaska all the way down to Chile. And what these elders, in a very generic and simple statement, keep telling us, keep reminding our own Native people and what they've tried to share with non-Indian people since contact, is that be careful. One of the teachings was do not speak against the water, do not speak against the wind, do not speak against the earth, do not speak against Creator, do not speak against each other, because it always comes back in some form, in some way. So I'm going to go ahead and play this water drum, and I'm going to sing a healing chant that we have. But before I do that, I'm going to blow this eagle whistle. They say when you're gathered in ceremony or in prayer or doing something, you blow it in the 4 directions 4 times to call attention to the holy ones that are with us and let them know that something is happening very special. It's not by accident that when 9/11 happened, I was in Romania at a film festival, and I was not allowed to come back into this country for almost 3 weeks. So it was a very powerful experience to be away from home and not know what was going on over here in my home country and with my family. So I'm glad to be back on this Turtle Island, glad to be here in this holy circle with you. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here.
Thank you, Fidel. The common ground we are standing on is love and compassion. That is what binds us. The fabric of community is woven together with the strands of love and the yarn of compassion to form a strong, beautiful, vibrant fabric. If You were invited to be a representative of a particular community, and if you're not already standing up here in the gazebo to speak this refrain that we are about to speak, I would like to invite you to come up now to join us. You see the banner behind us, standing on the side of love. That's what we are about as people of faith, no matter what faith that we stand in, what faith tradition we stand in. So without further ado, I am the Reverend Barbara Hansen, representing All Souls Church Unitarian Universalist, and I stand on the side of love.
I am Peggy Yingst, pastor of Trinity Lutheran Church.
I'm Sandy Daly, the chairperson for the Brattleboro Interfaith Clergy Association.
And we are standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
Reverend Kara McFadden of Center Congregational Church.
I'm Mike Hutchison from First Congregational Church and Landmark College.
And I'm Cindy Hutchison from the AIDS Project of Southern Vermont.
We are standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I'm Gene Wren, the Brattleboro Police Chief.
Mike Bacossi, Brattleboro Fire Department.
We are standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I'm Rabbi Tom Hine, representing the Brattleboro area Jewish community.
Stephen Stearns of the New England Youth Theater.
I'm Javed Chaudhry, an American Muslim.
We are standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I am Susan Hebson, Sukyo Mahikari.
I am Alana Katz, Sukyo Mahikari.
Standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I'm Guru Dharam Singh Khalsa, part of the Sikh community.
I'm Ron Staley, representing the Schools of Wyndham Southeast Supervisory Union.
I'm Julie Hamilton from the Chamber of Commerce.
We are standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I'm Carmen Derby with the United Way of Wyndham County.
I'm Eliza Baker from the Community Justice Center.
And I'm Curtis Reed with the Vermont Partnership for Fairness and Diversity.
And
we're standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I'm Karen Blanchard, representing 3 communities, the School for International Training, the Westminster West Congregational Church, and Wonderful Moment Sangha in Putney.
I'm Marie Proctor, and I'm representing the Brattleboro Baha'i community.
I'm Dara Kanamioi, and I'm here on behalf of the Putney Friends Meeting Quakers.
And we're standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I'm Susanna Griffin, pastor of the Dummerston Congregational Church, United Church of Christ.
I'm Claire Stanley, the guiding teacher at Vermont Insight Meditation Center.
Amir Latif, Marlborough College, and Pakistani American Muslim.
We're standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
My name is Ayub. I'm representing the Sufi community in Brattleboro.
I'm Cheryl Meachin. I'm the pastor of the First United Methodist Church.
My name is Melissa Hall, and I'm representing the Earth-Based Practitioners.
My name is Thea Lloyd. I'm also Earth-Based Practitioners.
And we are standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I'm Helen Daly from the Brattleboro Retreat.
My name is Annie, and I'm a Pan-Eurythmy dancer and a follower of the mystic Biancaduno.
My name is Rupa Cousins, and I represent the Brattleboro Area Interfaith Initiative and Pan-Eurythmy.
We are
standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
I'm Mary Lindquist, representing St. Michael's Episcopal Church.
Side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
As we go forward into the next song, you might want to look toward Peter Amadon, who will be telling you what the verses are. I hope you have candles. If you don't have candles, there are extra candles up here front, and we'll be coming out into the group to light them for you. So.
Before we begin the singing, I invite you all to be a part of the many voices and join together by saying the same phrase that's printed in your programs. We are standing on the side of love, compassion, and peace for all humankind.
Shine.
it shine, yes, this red light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, yes, this red light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, 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 let it shine. Great singing. Beautiful. We're going to do Let There Be Peace on Earth, which you know, whether you know it or not. So please, please help us out. We'll give you 2 chances. We'll sing it through twice. Yeah. Basses, soprano, alto, soprano.
I'd like to share a story I heard from a rabbinic colleague and former classmate of mine, Rabbi Aaron Bisno in Pittsburgh. He told me of a third-grade student who found a large map of the world in the newspaper and brought it into school to share with his social studies class. Seeing an opportunity for an impromptu geography quiz, the teacher thanked him for the map. Then while they both stood in front of the class, she tore it into small pieces. The pieces fluttered to the floor and they lay scattered around their feet. handing him a roll of tape as he stood there incredulously. She asked the entire class to help him put the image of the world back together, a rather daunting task for third graders. Well, the students came forward one by one and began helping their classmate. The teacher barely had time to return to her desk to grade papers before they had completely restored the map to its original form. Where only minutes before the image of the world had been torn asunder and strewn across the floor, now it had been repaired, by third graders no less. When the teacher asked her students how they were able to reassemble the fragmented world so quickly, the boy who had brought in the map replied with a simple and matter-of-fact response. There was a picture of a person on the back. When we repaired that one person, the whole world got repaired also. This is one lesson I hope we have learned from tonight. Even though the task of repairing our world may seem impossible for even the most brilliant minds, if we begin the work of restoring wholeness to just one community, to just one family, to just one person, we discover that piece by piece, the world itself is being made whole. The Hebrew word shalom means, as you know, hello, goodbye, and peace. But the root letters of that word together literally connote a sense of wholeness and unity. Shalem, shlemut, like the newspaper map that had been restored. And so with that in mind, we conclude this gathering with a prayer that we forever remain united to one another and to the source of peace and wholeness. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel. May the source of peace inspire and enable us to establish that very same peace for us, for those who seek peace in Israel and Palestine, and for all the inhabitants of this blessed earth. And together let us say, Amen.
Not as fast as we practiced.
We are marching in the light of God. 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 We are marching, marching, we are marching. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching.